This video is about how you can have a free session of a powerful, proven form of coaching. Hi, I'm Tom Stone, and I have a gift for you that may be the most important gift you will receive in your entire life. First, I'll give you just a little bit of background about it. I've been training people in a form of coaching called extraordinary coaching, and extraordinary is the right name for it. It produces breakthroughs in people's lives that have been difficult or seemingly impossible to achieve in the past. That's because it incorporates a simple but profound insight about how to facilitate change and transformation. I discovered it while seeking a way to cure myself of PTSD. In 1993, I got PTSD when I was shot in the chest by a deranged stranger right at my front door. I completely conquered the PTSD within less than a week, and I haven't had a single PTSD symptom in 25 years. That's unheard of. People just don't do that. The insight that allowed me to do this is simple. It's just this. When we are very young, we get emotionally overwhelmed a lot. We learn to suppress our emotions and do our best to avoid emotional overwhelm. Everybody does this. Why do we do that? It has to do with emotions having both content and energy. Almost everyone, including traditional coaches and therapists, focus on the content. So much time is spent in trying to understand the content of the experiences that the underlying energy doesn't get fully resolved. Extraordinary coaches know that the real problem is in the lack of resolution of the painful and disruptive energy. The unresolved energy is what gives life to the content. By learning and mastering new techniques to resolve the disruptive energy, the problem goes away permanently. After I solved my own unsolvable problem, I shared what I had discovered with clients, students, and colleagues. I rapidly learned that you didn't have to be severely traumatized to benefit from this discovery. It worked to resolve all kinds of emotions: anger, resentments, heartbreak, anxiety, depression, grief, and many more. In the past, life coaches have been told to stay away from coaching people regarding their emotional problems. Psychologists have laid claim to the idea that emotions are their territory. But the truth is that psychology isn't actually that effective at resolving emotional issues. People who have experienced extraordinary coaching say they would never go back to psychology or traditional coaching. Psychology and traditional coaching seem superficial and disappointing compared to extraordinary coaching. That's because the true causes of people's problems are at the level of the energy of the emotions, not the content. People who experience extraordinary coaching say that one session is worth more than 5 years of psychology or traditional coaching. Extraordinary coaching is different. It doesn't solve problems, it obliterates them. When the unresolved energy that has been at the root of a problem gets thoroughly resolved, the problem is simply gone. Extraordinary coaching is nothing like psychology or traditional coaching. It's fast, it's simple, and anyone can learn to do it. You don't even have to know where the problem came from or when it happened. That's because extraordinary coaching uses amazingly effective techniques to find and resolve the real causes of your problems quickly and thoroughly. The techniques used in extraordinary coaching are called the pure awareness techniques. That's because when the energy is fully resolved using the pure awareness techniques, all that is left is the experience of limitless possibilities, profound quietness, and deep contentment. Pure awareness techniques are a major innovation in the field of mental and emotional health. The reason that the energy remains unresolved is that it was just too much to process when it occurred. You got overwhelmed. If you don't complete the experience of the emotional energy when it happens, you store the residue of the energy somewhere in your body. The people who have taken extraordinary coach training have mastered the ability to guide people through finding and resolving the energies of disruptive emotions. This experiential process completely resolves the energy aspect of the emotional pain that has been creating the problem in your life. Based on most people's past experiences, things like nightmares and other PTSD symptoms have been difficult or seemingly impossible to solve. But here's an example of the effectiveness of our doing it our way.
Hi, I'm Heather, and I came to Tom after experiencing some really intense, persistent nightmares after a traumatic event in my life where I was not sleeping, waking up throughout the night, waking up with horrifying nightmares that left me feeling anxious throughout the day to extreme levels. And I had one session with Tom, and after that one session, I haven't had a single nightmare since. It's been, I think, 2 months. And my anxiety levels went from like a 12 on a scale of 1 to 10 to a 0, and have stayed really, really low. Only, barely minimal experience of anxiety has reoccurred since then. And it's been rather miraculous, actually, to have this kind of relief and freedom in my daily life and in my sleep. So I'm incredibly grateful. Thank you, Tom.
People who take extraordinary coach training use the Pure Awareness techniques and consistently get profound positive results. They say that they have finally found what they've been searching for all their life. A good example of the difference between the effectiveness of extraordinary coaching versus traditional therapy can be seen in the case of a Vietnam vet who had horrible nightmares every night. When I met him, he had been having nightmares every night for 43 years. He had been receiving cognitive therapy at the Veterans Administration for 17 years, but still had nightmares. Normally, he only slept a few hours at most, and then woke up from nightmares, and it was very difficult to get back to sleep. In just one session, we resolved the 5 traumas that were causing his nightmares, and that night was the first night in 43 years that he didn't have a single nightmare. Prior to getting rid of his nightmares, he was tired all the time. I saw him a year and a half later and asked him how his sleep was. He said that he had not had any nightmares ever since that one session. Learning how to help people overcome emotional problems is much easier than you might think. You don't have to be a psychologist to learn how to do that. In order to really know what extraordinary coaching is, you have to experience it yourself. Direct experience is different than mere intellectual understanding. For example, if you had never tasted a strawberry and someone tried to tell you what a strawberry tastes like, they could talk all day and you still wouldn't know what it tastes like. You have to take a bite of one, and only then do you know what it tastes like. Our gift to you is a free demo session with a certified extraordinary coach. You'll be able to have the session over Zoom. There's no obligation, but be forewarned that once you have tasted the strawberry, you're going to love it. And very likely, you'll want to learn how to do this for yourself and others. The process is systematic. That means it produces consistently good results again and again. So if you're a coach or have been considering coach training, or you just enjoy helping people, this very well could be the turning point in your life that you've been searching for a long time. From the description below, copy and paste the tiny URL into your browser. It'll take you to a page where you can request a free demo session. You can give us your email and phone number, and one of our coaching coordinators will contact you to arrange for your free session. Paste this tiny URL into your browser. It will take you to a web page where you can request your free session.